Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that dominates in today's edition for Tuesday, 23rd September 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. The United States warns Venezuela of incalculable consequences if it refuses to receive returned defective illegal immigrants. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's a service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. United States President Donald Trump has warned Venezuela of incalculable consequences if it fails to promptly accept immigrants he labeled as prisoners and individuals from mental institutions. Details in this WION news item.
Now, tensions are escalating between U.S. and Venezuela. U.S. President Donald Trump has accused Venezuela of sending criminals and mentally ill patients into America. In a Fury Truth Social post, Trump warned Venezuela, saying that, quote-unquote, the price will be incalculable. This after Washington carried out its third strike on alleged drug smuggling vessel in the Caribbean. Trump said 3 so-called narco-terrorists were killed. While Venezuela has denounced these strikes as undeclared war, Trump shared aerial footage showing a vessel exploding, and this after being hit by U.S. Southern Command forces. He claimed intelligence confirmed it was trafficking narcotics to poison Americans. Now, Trump stressed that no U.S. personnel were harmed, calling the attack a decisive blow in America's war on drugs. But Venezuela is hitting back. It accused Washington of using missiles and nuclear weapons to murder defenseless fishermen. Defense Minister Vladimir Lopez also accused the U.S. of executing people at sea without trial. He calls it an undeclared war. Now, Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro has ordered military drills. He urged civilians to undergo weapons training. He says the defense of Venezuela is a shared responsibility between the army and the people. Venezuelan president has also sought support from Bolivia to strengthen regional defense cooperation. While the backlash is spreading across Latin America, Colombia has said U.S. operations in the Caribbean are disproportionate and unrelated to drug trafficking. While Caribbean nation Haiti is facing its own crisis of gang violence, the country has just completed fresh military training with support from Mexico.
In other news, Korea has partnered with the Caribbean region to modernize agriculture through innovation. The Korean Caribbean Food and Agricultural Corporation Initiative Program was recently launched. Here's more in this TTT news item.
Korea is preparing to share its accumulated R&D experience with Caribbean countries to promote agricultural productivity and sustainable development. For this purpose, research institutions, policymakers, farmers, and industry stakeholders from both sides will collaborate to drive practical agricultural innovations.
The Korea Caribbean Food and Agricultural Cooperation Initiative Program, COCARIB, is a partnership between the Rural Development Administration of the Republic of Korea and the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute. It seeks to address food security by tackling common challenges faced by the agricultural sector in the Caribbean region and Korea amid climate change through science-driven collaborations and policy discussions. Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries Ravi Ratiram said the bold move comes at a time when the region faces volatile food import bills, pests and diseases, and unsustainable practices.
Solutions. The Co-Carib project provides a platform to strengthen our capacity through technology transfer and innovation, including mechanization, protected agriculture, and biosecurity. It will enhance research and development collaboration to improve resilience and productivity in key crops, build the capacity of farmers, extension officers, and researchers to adopt cutting-edge technologies, and foster stronger partnership by deepening South-South and triangular cooperation between Caribbean, Korea, and regional institutions.
Executive Director of CARDI, Ansari Hussain, championed the partnership, highlighting some of the work that has already begun to unfold.
It is anticipated that these projects will be implemented in the first instance in a few countries: Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, Belize, and Dominica. We have already started work on developing projects related to post-harvest and improving the technology transfer process. And we have already held some virtual capacity building session along these lines across regional stakeholders involved.
COCARIB was launched at Hilton, Trinidad on Thursday.
The 2025 Regional Human Development Report for Latin America and the Caribbean, themed Under Pressure, Recalibration of Future of Development in Latin America and the Caribbean, was officially launched on Thursday in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. HGP's Tiana Cole reports.
Minister of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development, Senator Dr. Kennedy Sawart Singh, in opening remarks, described the report as more than a publication, calling it a call to action. He stressed that development must go beyond income measurements, placing people at the center of strategies to build resilience and ensuring that economies serve humanity and not the other way around.
In the Caribbean, we know what it means to live under pressure. As small island states, we face the front lines of climate change, financial shocks, trade disruptions. Therefore, resilience speaks to our capacity to withstand these global shocks and emerge stronger.
Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bissessar, in her address, noted that the report goes beyond statistics. She explained that true progress cannot be measured by GDP alone, but must also reflect the quality of classrooms, the strength of healthcare system, the fairness in the justice system, and the dignity of people.
The report's really a dire warning to all of us in the region, in Latin America and in the CARICOM. It gives us a dire warning, but there's also a lot in it that gives us hope.
The 2025 Regional Human Development Report introduces a resilient human development framework with a core focus on strengthening people's capacity, particularly the most vulnerable, to withstand, adapt, and thrive in contexts of uncertainty. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP 93 News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
As Haiti grapples with escalating gang violence and a fragile security situation, a group of 143 Haitian soldiers have completed basic military training in Mexico, part of a growing bilateral defense partnership aimed at strengthening Haiti's armed forces. This Africa News report has more.
It's the latest move aimed at boosting Haiti's military strength as it battles surging crime. 143 Haitian soldiers complete their military training in Mexico, part of a growing defense partnership as Haiti works to revive its armed forces amid deepening violence at home. This investment benefits not only the armed forces of Haiti, but also Haitian and liberal society, contributing to the improvement of security, stability, and prosperity for all citizens. The skills and knowledge acquired will be fundamental in fostering national development, strengthening the rule of law, and promoting a more peaceful and secure environment in Haiti. For 8 weeks, Haitian recruits underwent basic military training in Mexico, learning self-defense and about human rights. The push comes as Haiti faces a deepening crisis. Since President Jovenel Moise's assassination in 2021, gang control has surged, now gripping an estimated 90% of the capital, Port-au-Prince.
TikTok pages advertise fraudulent overseas employment opportunities to Jamaicans. CVM News with Crystal Williams explains.
The increasingly prominent social media platform TikTok, established in 2016, was the chosen birthplace of fraudulent job opportunity advertisements recently. The creators of the accounts with the handles @abcor_travel and @purpose_travel_agents were the main accused, using the likeness of the Minister of Labor and Social Security, Colonel Charles Jr., as clickbait, particularly for farm work opportunities.
We had one person come to me to indicate that, they're putting together the money to send for the farm work. And I had to say, what are you talking about? There's no money that's involved in you applying for farm work. Farm work cards are not for sale.
Director of Cyber and Information Security at Simtai, Rory Ebanks, explains capturing personal information and in some cases soliciting payments from victims are some of the main factors driving these scams.
By leveraging artificial intelligence, it's not a new approach that they're taking, but it's now easier and more amplified on TikTok and even on other social platforms.
The Minister of Labor told CVM News that payments have allegedly been made to the creators of these scams. However, this is not a legitimately necessary requirement.
Yes, there are persons who have made payments. Some of them actually are scared to give information. There's one person who had told me that there was an actual venue set up for them to continue the payments.
The ministry also advises the public that the TikTok account using the handle @abcor_travel should not be confused with Abcor Employment Agency, an entity duly licensed to provide only local employment placement services, which uses the TikTok handle @abcor.employment. Ebanks warns that this is one of the main things that persons can look out for when identifying a scam. He stresses if an offer seems too good to be true, more than likely it is.
Anybody can take a picture and create a page. So that's one of the first things, that you can't trust everything that you see, especially on social media. I'm surprised that they didn't even use voice, because we have seen instances where they're using AI to create what's called deepfake attacks. So they're using videos and also voices to stimulate or pretend to be from a legitimate source and to trick persons.
He also advises on ways social media users can verify the credibility of these pages.
You have to try and verify the source. But yes, you're seeing a picture of the minister, but is it really a website or a TikTok page that belongs to the minister? Is it a Minister of Labor page? Is it a legitimate organization page?
Crystal Williams reporting for CVM News.
Talks continue with the United States regarding the reorganization of the Cuban Medical Workers Program in the Bahamas. This ZNS News item provides some details.
Health Minister, the Honorable Dr. Michael Darville, says talks continue with the U.S. government over the Davis administration's proposal to hire Cuban medical professionals directly. And this in the face of the government cutting ties with the medical recruitment agencies in Cuba that provide the Cuban healthcare workers. The talks also come after the Trump administration branded it a forced labor program and warned that there could be visa sanctions for officials and their families.
we submitted another document requested by the U.S. government concerning what we're doing at the Ministry of Health, and we await for the response to that document. The discussions are very fluid, and it is our responsibility to work very closely with our partners, the United States, to ensure that we clarify any misconception that exists about the use of labor improperly. I could say this much, and I'm sure the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would say the same thing.
Meantime, Managing Director of the Public Hospitals Authority, Dr. Abinat Roll, notes that efforts are underway to address the shortfall created by the loss of the Cuban medical professionals within the public healthcare system.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.